Hi, RLC family. Just wanted to take a few minutes just to talk to you because there's so much going on and we're hearing so many things. We do these recordings on Friday and we post them on Sunday, but just today we're hearing all sorts of things that are being spoken and said and from a variety of sources. And just recently we've heard from our president that churches are essential, which I completely agree with, and that they ought to be open. And I don't know what everybody else is supposed to do. I just know that churches are essential, and we've tried to do our best to bring church to everyone in the conditions we're in. We've heard from our governor that churches can open up, but they can only open up with 10 people or less. And we've also heard that because of the process of opening up in phases, which is real wisdom, that churches were segmented or selected to be in phase 4. And we heard that June 28th was going to be the day that it was going to be available for churches to open up. And I need to help you understand that as much as we miss you and we love you and we love being together with everybody. I mean, this is RLC. The RLC family is such a loving, caring, compassionate group of people. You show that in so many ways. It's always commented on when we have new members class on how many people say how loving this place is. And it's smiles, it's hugs, it's handshakes, it's backpats, it's high fives, it's all sorts of things. And so at this time that's not available. And it's difficult. It's difficult for us to see RLC come back together and be RLC. And I want to explain something to you. When this is all over and when we do open up, you're coming back to the same building, but you're not coming back to the same service. Everything is being reworked. We're doing what we've been directed by God to do. Years ago we started, and that was rebooting. It's evaluating everything. It's continuing to do the things that we know we're supposed to keep doing. It's realigning the things that may be a little out of alignment, and it's letting go some of the things that we can't continue to do. I want you to know that here at RLC, the pastors, the elders, leaders in this church have been praying for you. And we thank you for the prayers that you've prayed for us. We've needed them because we're also praying and asking God for guidance. I have never in my life, whether it was when I was working in the oil industry as a log analyst, in college, I have never waded through as much information, tried to wade through as much information as I've been wading through. And I know that Pastor Gabe and the elders, Jeremy and Becky, there are other people that are wading through information. We're accessing information. We're going to seminars. We're investigating and trying to find out information from churches in Texas, in Massachusetts, in California, all over Pennsylvania to find out what they're doing. And we're compiling information, best practices for the safest environment because as much as we may say, well, they let us open. Yeah, it may be an opportunity to open, but we want the safest, securest situation for everybody. And you might say, well, but I want to get back together. And we want to get back together. But the challenge is, if I were out running with Jeremy or with Taylor or Cassie, people that just are amazing runners, if they ran at what speed was comfortable for them, I'd be long gone. But one of the things I know about each of them is, as much as they are capable of running at incredible rates, I don't believe they'd leave me. They would dial it down for me because of where I was. And, not all of us are 20. We're being told that people over 65 shouldn't, or over 60 shouldn't be back in an assembly. That would count me out. But that's where we're trying to do the best we know how to do. And it's monumental. When I say that, the information that we're wading through in best practices, how to sanitize and do all these things, we're on the CDC websites. We're learning about all sorts of things because we want this to be like it has been, in one way, the best possible experience it can be for everyone, not just for a few. And that's why if we're able to open for 10, we don't want to do that because we don't want to exclude everybody else. And if we were trying to do a service on a Sunday, services to take care of everybody and do just groups of 10, we'd have to do 30 services. I'm stretched doing 2. So I don't know. You'd have to get a new pastor to do that. But in seriousness, we are trying our best. We're doing everything we can, and then on top of that, we're also trying to acquire all the materials that we need, new procedures, new ways of doing things, and train people. Even just the sanitizers, whether you know it or not, it's becoming incredibly difficult. You know because you've heard about the hospitals and the masks and things like that being in short supply or very exclusive to who can get it. We're finding the same thing with a variety of things that we're looking to be able to present an environment that is the absolute best we can make it. So at this point, we're praying above all these things. You know, the Bible says a man's heart plans his ways, but God directs his steps. And we've been planning, we've been doing our due diligence, researching and compiling and putting our heads together and getting best practices. But the bottom line is, if everything's ready to go and God's not releasing us, we're not going to go. It doesn't matter to us what everybody else is doing. We trust that they're following God. We're not going to judge anybody. But we need you to trust that we're trying to follow God too. And so if you have questions, let us know. But we will be open as soon as we are, first of all, allowed to by the authorities of our land, because the Bible says that we're to respect those authorities. And this, listen, I've got to say something. This isn't a political thing. It's not a religious freedoms thing, because other places are not being allowed to open. They're opening in stages. So don't make it that. Don't be divisive. Don't be critical and judgmental, because the Bible says what we sow we'll reap. But that's where we need to keep our eyes on God. And we need to really determine we're going to do what God has for us to do, no matter what anybody else does. We celebrate whatever anybody else does if that's what God has for them. But we're going to stay obedient to God. So, keep tuned in. We'll do our best to keep you informed as things develop. And keep praying for us. We need your prayers. We thank you for your prayers. We love you. And although I look in this camera lens every week, and I'm not seeing any of you, but I know you're seeing us. So I can't wait to see you again, probably even more than you can't wait to see us, because you're seeing us. But I'm going to wait as long as God has. And we're going to be back together, and it's going to be awesome. So thank you. Thanks for listening. The song's coming. It's a great song. I'm telling you, I can't wait to be able to sing it together in person. But until we do, we'll just keep singing it to God, because he needs to hear all our praise and glory and honor and how much faith and hope we're in. We love you. Thanks for connecting today. Have a great week. God bless you.